What's up, everyone? Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. This is the first Thursday of. Is it first? Anyway, happy Thursday. So anyway, today we're talking about engagement, how to actually drive more engagement to your post, and actually how to get more of the right people talking to you through the use of engagement on social media. This is applicable across every single one: LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Medium, Quora, the whole gamut, right? Facebook. But the main reason that this is important is for so many people, and I've seen this across the board. I've been doing this for a little while now. Wrong one right there. Boom. I've been doing this for a little while now, and honestly, each and every time it surprises me how many people focus on the actual content that they're putting out rather than the engagement they're putting. A couple of days ago, I posted, and that's what actually inspired this. Was a couple of days ago, I posted about why you should be spending less time actually creating content and more time engaging with the audience that you're trying to reach. Because with that engagement, you're going to eventually find that the content you have in mind might not be applicable or even wanted by the audience that you're trying to reach. By the way, Katrina, welcome. We need to have a um, call again. Katrina, I will message in the group, but I want to do a call with you, Matt and Gareth. Let's find a time this weekend. I bet so much has changed in our businesses, so we'll touch base with that. But anyway, engagement is super important, and it's the one critical mistake I see most businesses don't do is they put out this fantastic blog post where they spend hundreds and hundreds of hours crafting the perfect piece. The videos are professionally edited, they look amazing, everything's good, and then they get no likes and they get no engagement and they get no people actually watching the content, interacting with it, and actually doing something with it, right? A free webinar is great and it could be the most valuable webinar ever, but if you don't engage with people beforehand or during, you're not going to drive the traffic needed for that. So let me explain. At the end of the day, people are so busy. 99% of their digital life, their life is spent on just focusing on what their next steps is. All this. So the 1%, even to give you attention, you have to do something that's extraordinarily out of the realm of normalcy, right? So if I go to Starbucks and I get a pretty good piece of coffee, cup of coffee, that's fantastic. But if I get a fantastic cup of coffee, that's like the best coffee I've ever had. That doesn't happen. That's memorable to me. I'm going to remember that. The same thing is with the stories, right? So if you hear a story from a friend, you're much more likely to remember that specific story, right? They throw their emotion in there and they spent those couple of minutes crafting that narrative. So this all has to go with the very end, which is how does this apply to you and me? Well, I interact with certain people and I don't watch their whole videos. I don't read their whole text. Their headline tells me what I need to know and I engage with them. So why do I do that? And then sometimes I don't even read, or I see a post, I just completely scroll through it. It's the context. It's the engagement with those people. There's a ton of people here on LinkedIn I know that if I see their picture or their name, I'm going to like their post regardless because I like them. We've had interactions before. We've engaged before. Or even if I don't have time to actually watch the content, I might come back later. But here's the thing that applies to you and me. When we engage with other people's content, when we engage with people who engage with our content, we build relationships. This is all a relationship game in marketing and business. That's the only real metric that I've seen consistently pay more dividends than everything else, which is investing in those long-term relationships, not selling on the first pitch, actually getting to know the person. I've done business with people I've known on the platform since October of 2018. And now I'm just starting to do business with them. But we've had a year and a half of context with each other, right? They know what I'm up to. They know my passions. They know my strengths, my weaknesses. And now they feel comfortable enough to engage with business with me, with partnerships, with referrals, all these important steps, right? And that all comes from the relationship we built. And that started with the engagement we had with one another. So how can you start doing this on a regular basis? So there's two schools of thought. There's outbound and inbound, right? Or actually, I don't kind of like that. And there's your content and others' content. Let's do that. Let's start with your content. Um, Actually, let's start with others' content because, frankly, a lot of people, the vast majority of people, don't actually post on a regular basis. So, having other people's content. So, what can you do? You can start engaging with them. Let's say they post a series around, financial freedom and or surviving. Corona Financial Edition or whatever. They have a series around that. If you start engaging with them, they're going to be much more likely to start being open to having a relationship with you because they see that you've taken the time to actually spend time actually getting to know them, watching their messages. Um, Everyone likes their hard work to be appreciated, right? And that's in a sense what you're doing. I think more salespeople, and this is a great tip to all the people who are in sales specifically, is if you want to sell me something, go watch my content. I tell you about my problems. I talk about the fact that this platform doesn't work well. I saw that Tyler liked my post, and he's a fantastic software engineer. And we're actually we before the whole Corona thing, we're talking about like spitballing some projects off one another. And he reached out to me because I specifically talk about problems I have in marketing, and I am a practitioner of the craft, right? That led him to actually reaching out to me and actually engaging in the conversation. If more sales, and again, he wasn't doing a sales pitch at all. He was trying to figure out a new project for him, trying to team up with people. But anyway, the nice thing about this is, if more salespeople just did what I said, if they watched my content and see, okay, he posts a lot of videos. I wonder if he likes his video editing software. That's a great in, right? Talk to me and bring that up, like reference that, watch my content, ask me about the platforms I'm using, all this. This warms me up to a conversation to even think about wanting to build a relationship with you or buy your product, service, or whatnot. So on the one side, with the others, outbound. Use hashtags. Figure out people in your industry. Engage with them. Figure out what makes sense to post there. Just go out of your way and actually engage with the people that you're trying to reach. Now, on the second hand side is your content. The biggest thing that you can do is respond to every single direct message, every single comment, every single share. Do this consistently every single time. I used to do it. I would pick, an hour a night and just go through that. Subsequently, I've gotten more proficient at it, and now I do it every couple of days, where I'll just spend 2-3 hours and just reply to my direct messages, my comments, schedule, interviews with people to have on the show. Actually, do what I need to do to be successful at the craft I have, right? But it's engaging with those individuals, actually taking the time and thanking them for posting, asking questions. The idea for this very live came from a comment that I had a couple minutes ago, and one of the person asked, how can I get better engagement? And that led me to considering even this topic, right? So I read a comment. I back up. I posted something and I read the comments, I engaged with them. I saw this one and saw that I hadn't actually created a lot of content around this specific topic. And then I brought it to you live. Now I'm going to watch the feedback we get on this, and I'll probably end up making a quick selfie style video and posting that later today about how you can use content or engagement on other people's content to drive more attraction to your website, or how the salesperson thing that I mentioned, that's probably going to actually end up being the post, because I love that and I've used it before and it's closed really well. But it didn't happen because I magically came up with this concept. I posted something, right? I saw the comments. I engaged with the comments. That sparked the seed. I had a chat with you here on live, and that sparked the idea of, the more salespeople knew that they should do this, they would close better clients and close more often to those right people. So of course I'm going to share that with the world, right? I would be foolish on not to do that, and it only came from this. So another interesting thing is, I didn't really think I was going to do a live show with so many different types of guests until I started getting an influx of people wanting to be on the live shows. And they, I would do call to action, say, hey, if anyone has any questions or anything, let me know. And I did that on live. Then people would direct message, say, hey, I want to be a guest on your show. How do I do that? And I was like, okay, let's figure this out. And that's actually been the seedling and to the whole Nico Live experience that we're turning into now a podcast. And that all came from me engaging with the people who gave me time. So those are my 2 tips today. Very, very quick live today, but that's really how you do it. And like I said, the biggest thing for me to do, if you're not posting content, go on other people, start engaging with their content, build those relationships, engage with them, and you'll be flabbergasted with the amount of people who get interested in what you're doing, want to ask you more questions, and frankly, just want to engage with you more often. So those are my tips today. Have a fantastic rest of your day. If you have any questions or anything, engage with this piece, but also send me a direct message. I'm here to answer as much as I can. And just have a fantastic day. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.